Ah, hello. Sorry I'm late. I had to make some food. I was hungry. I actually brought a delicious bowl of ramen with me. As you can see, I might occasionally mute it and slurp some noodles. But I'll try to keep that to a minimum. Oh, let me get my mouse. Somewhere I have, there it is. It's looking good. We got the shoulders on. That's where the arms are gonna go. That's a funny piston there. It does nothing. I think it's purely cosmetic. I even went back and looked through all the instructions. This side moves. It pops forward and slides up. Oh, gentle. There we go. Just like that. Oh, better view. Sorry. It's hard to fiddle with this thing and pay attention to what I'm doing on camera. Truthfully, I shouldn't be fiddling with it. I better make sure my chat window works. I type like a kindergartner. Okay, it does work. You'll have to forgive me. It's not that I want to talk to myself. Somewhere I have an avatar. Where is it? There it is. You go right there. You'll have to forgive me while I slurp some noodles. It's delicious. It really is delicious. I am gonna have to grab some water to go with that ramen though. It's a little salty. Be right back. I'm back. Why did the music stop? What happened there? Oh, it did not. Anyway, so we're working on the arms tonight. If I could figure out where I put the instruction manual. I've actually been kind of going back and forth, looking ahead and backtracking and making sure I didn't miss anything. I have realized along a few of the steps that I have in fact missed a couple parts. We had a casualty. Guess I'm never going to focus on that. Oh, come on. Let's do this. Oh, stop it. Ah. That's what I need to do. And then I'll just move the camera. There we go. But, yeah, there's a peg on the other side. Both of them broke off. It's actually goes right in here. And I just dropped that. Oh my gosh. Anyway. It, can't believe I just dropped that. 1 second. Well, I'm not going to worry about it right now. It's down there somewhere. The second part I've actually dropped today. Third part, in fact. Can't seem to hang on to anything with tweezers to save my life. I'm sure it's down here. That's actually going to drive me crazy. Anyway, nonetheless, I think what I'm going to do, because it sits in there rigid. And actually, this is the notch right here that piece sits inside when it's in there. And it's very static. And it allows it to move up and down, but there's really no pivot, per se. And I think I'm going to put a rod in it on both sides and actually make it pivot. it might take a little doing, and it might actually become a video in and of itself. In fact, I think that's actually what I'll do, is I'll kind of make that a little bit of a tutorial. But anyway, let's move on to the arms here. I'm gonna put the Dominator over here on the side. And hopefully I won't drop too many more parts. Ah, there it is. Tilted with my foot. Somewhere last night, let me skip ahead here in the directions. We're actually way over here. But I'll show it to you when I cut it. I lost the J7 piece, and it's like the size of a quarter of a pencil eraser. And it's floating around this room somewhere. I searched all day for it, actually. I didn't find it, but it's here somewhere. Usually when I find those pieces, they will be in the most random, strangest place. Last one I dropped, I had swore it was under my desk, and it was completely across the other side of the room. Sometimes I think they actually fall and they'll stick to like my pant leg or my shoe, and then I get up and I walk and I toss it. It's the only explanation for it. Otherwise, I don't know how they could bounce so far. I'm sure you've all experienced that if you've been building a lot. Is everything working okay? Sound good? Chat's working? I've said hi to myself a few times, but I'm not sure if you guys can. I've had problems with that before. I think I got it lined up. Anyway, so yeah, I lost this J7 part, but we'll get to the M's nonetheless. And it might be on the desk. I've had that happen too, where I'd swear they hit the ground and they're sitting on top of my desk. Wouldn't be the first time. So 10, 29, and 17. Oh my gosh. Forgive me, 1 second. I have to respond to a message I got. Telling a friend of mine that it's 8:52 and it's time to build Gunpla. Anyway. Oh. Let's get rid of these pesky shadows too, shall we? Oh. Let's not smack the mic with it though. Alright. 10. So do you guys like it better when I stay zoomed out or zoomed in? I feel like when I zoom in, it messes up the focus too much. My camera's terrible at tracking. 29, 27, and... There's 27. Ooh. Okay, don't cut that. Man, on some of these it would be so easy to cut the part that actually makes it stay on. 29. Kind of show you what I'm saying. Right. It's because of my mat. There we go. That's better. Right here. Like, I almost cut that right there. But you don't want to cut it there. You want to cut it right here. I came very, very close to doing that. Oh, too far. Keep it a little close. We won't have to do that soon. Soon there'll be a capture card. I believe that's supposed to tell this thing to track me a little better. So how is everybody today? I'm actually debating on whether or not I actually am going to move on to the shields before I start painting the bear. It's getting a lot more runners out. Though not terribly so. I think there's only one or two more that, you know, aren't part of the armor. So I think we might be able to do it. I almost started priming today. I took that time to clean my booth out. I had parts everywhere from multiple projects that I need to finish. I feel like I'm doing this wrong. You go that way. Okay. I think that's right. I feel like this is backwards. We're gonna go with it, because it did say, did I not cut 10? Okay, it is 10. It leaves me a little suspect. That really does look like the notch is supposed to be on the other side of that. I think it is. Uh-oh. Don't be difficult. It really does look like it's the other one. Ooh. Don't you fall out. It says 10. It's drawn like 11. This could be a horrible mistake on my part. More extra parts. We're up to 4. Yeah, I'm only up to 4 right now. does look more like it was drawn that way. I hope this isn't wrong. I really do. The angle's not right, though. Maybe it is 10. Ooh, gentle. Does this sit better? That actually does sit better. Okay, maybe they just drew that part off. We're gonna move on. All right. Okay. And then what? J, 18, 16, and N14. Where are you, Jay? Way up here. F. K. Oh. Hiding back here. Squeaky chair. I got too much stuff in that. There's a gate, right? I think it's a gate. Maybe I shouldn't cut that yet. Let's get this end part first. That has me second guessing myself. And 14. I think that was a gate I was going to cut off, but it might be a peg. I need to double check. Sorry. Oh, really? Sorry about that. I think that's a bad battery. I literally just grabbed that one off the charger. That one might be bad. It wasn't in there for very long, and I think I did that yesterday too. So, moving on. You go like this. Oh, well, let me get the gates off. Kinda don't want to file on that. Alright. So it's actually the hole goes on. I don't think it goes any certain way. I don't think. '22 and '29. I have a friend sending me pictures of sunsets. He's a little further west. '22 and '29. Here's 22. No, this is 29. Boy, that's tiny. Please don't drop you. And 22's over here. Okay, you go this way, I think. So many tiny parts. Super fun build though. I can't complain. I really am loving this thing. Alright, and then what are they showing me? I not supposed to cut that? Did I cut something I wasn't supposed to cut? Nope. That's just upside down. It'd be easier to actually do that in the opposite order, I think. Alright. Put this in, then those. Note to self. Okay. Is there not one on this other side? Did I miss something? Is this right? Looks like it. Well, I wonder what that's going to be. That's interesting. One second. You'll have to forgive me 1 second. I must see what my dog is barking at, because she is going cray-cray. Absolutely cray-cray. Sorry about that. Having all kinds of problems today. Okay, we did that one. J2. Oh, okay. So this isn't, they don't match. I understand now. Sort of. J2. J2. That's better. That really is totally... I don't know why they would tell you to build it that way. Can it go on that way? It can't go on like that. Why? Why do you tell me to go this way? I have to be missing something. Oh, I see. Okay, I have this backwards. That makes more sense. Question is can I get this out of here without like an incredible amount of tension on this now? Oh, oh big oof, my guy. That is exactly what I was afraid of. This just really hasn't been my day for building Gunpla. That is disappointing. I am upset with myself now. Really? Fortunately, this will be an easy fix because I can put them in here and then glue them. I'm not going to do that right now. I'll do that off camera, but I actually probably won't do it until I get ready to paint. Oh, well, hello, Ricardo. So how far along are you? We're doing the arms right now. We've made it that far. I just did the same thing twice. Yeah, we made it as far as the arms. This is the lower left, I think. Then I have to do this one more time. I got a few bits already ready to go. Second time's always a little easier. By then I've fiddled with it. But yeah, these two arms, and then it's on to the binders, actually. Shoulders are done. Give me 1 second, let me snap that, and I'll kind of show you, since you asked. I don't know if I'm gonna do too much reposing of it at the moment, but I will zoom out and focus for you. That's better. Got the shoulders. Backpack's done. Back skirt. It's heavy. Oh. You know, it's hard to say because I think the binders get really, really involved, and there's 4 of them, but I think I could say I'm maybe 60%. I think saying 70 might be a little much because I have all the armor too, and I'm gonna paint it. So, I mean, truthfully, I'm 20%. But as far as just the build part of it goes, for the inner frame, I'd say I'm maybe 70%. But the overall build with the armor, I don't even know if I'm 50 yet. Maybe more like 40. It really is probably the most intricate kit I've ever done. I mean, and I'm no expert builder by any stretch. I've only done a few kits, but this one really does. I don't know why that insists on focusing on my mat. It usually doesn't do that. I wonder if the settings in my camera changed or something. And then that flips up. I'm not sure why. I think the Kshatriya has like a beam laser in one arm. But I always thought it opened from here. Or maybe the underside. I could be wrong. Yeah, it seems like I'm pretty far along, and I've made a lot of progress, but I don't know if I could say I'm halfway yet. I think that might be a little optimistic. E13 and B14. Oh, I have no avatar. How did that happen? That's better. I don't know, maybe you guys like it better without the avatar. My backlog is now stable. I just finished the frame for the Gundam MK2. Oh, which one? The master grade? Rail grade? Do they make a high grade? I'm sure they do. The MK2 is actually one of my favorite suits. And if I were to build one, I don't know if I'd want to build it in AU colors or Titans colors. I'm thinking Titans colors. Just something kind of about the black that I think would be fun to paint. Black's a tricky color. MGAU. Nice. Nice. They just came out with that like last year, didn't they? Wasn't that a P Bandai release? I believe. I could be wrong. I do remember when it came out, though. I was like, ooh, I really want to order this. And then I looked at my backlog, and I'm like, oh, you're insane if you order that. Not that my backlog is giant. They're far bigger out there, but it's big enough that I look at it and I have a hard time getting more without building. And then I decided to start the Dominator, so I guess the backlog is going to sit there for a minute. 2006, it's that old. Oh, wow. I wonder what I'm thinking of then. Was there a Verkaw just released? I'd swear they just released something for the MK2 not too long ago. Wouldn't be the first time that I've been mistaken about something, though. I would also really like the... I have passed up the Verkaw Zeta on sale so many times now. I think last time I saw it, it was still like $20 cheaper than you'd find it at other places, and I walked away. Last year I walked away from it at 40% off. Maybe I am just thinking of the Zeta Verkaw. I thought there was some P Bandai MK2 that came out not too long ago. I may have to go back and look. But yeah, the Zeta Verkaw came out. That was last year's Verkaw, wasn't it? Like right around Christmas time, I think. That is a really good looking kit. I wonder about its stability being transformable. But it's a good looking kit. $13. Right here. Have you built the Verkaw Zeta yet? The Verkaw ZZ actually looks really cool too. That one I really wonder about the stability on it though. 'Cause it's like 4 core fighters, 3 core fighters, something like that. B14. Where's the B runners? These guys. I think. Yeah. 14. You know, I've been wondering if I shouldn't be wearing gloves when handling these coated parts. I don't know if the oil from my fingers might pull the coatings. I noticed one of them was slightly discolored. Kind of made me go, should I be wearing black gloves when I do this? Like this one I probably won't handle without gloves once I actually get it painted. I'm still debating on how much of the frame I'm painting though. I go back and forth with myself on, you'll never see it. Just paint the outside, nobody will notice. And then I look at all the detail and I go, ah, that's a shame. To not highlight that. Somewhat torn. Ricardo, I'm hoping there's an MK 3.0 or a Verkaw later this year. Have you built the RX-78 3.0? Just curious. I actually have done the inner frame for it, which was kind of tricksy to only build the inner frame of that. And I could see how. Why does that not feel like it's seating? Maybe that's supposed to have a little pivot to it. Anyway, what was I saying about the... Oh, the Verkaw 3.0. Okay, so there's supposed to be some rotation to that. Just enough. Alright. Not too small. It's just right. And then you turn that way. And this way. Grandpa Gundam. I broke its leg in 2 places. You know, it's the 3.0 seems like a really fragile kit. I haven't put the armor on mine yet, but and I would think that the armor is going to stiffen it up, but I'm not gonna lie, it really does seem fragile. Is this upside down? I think it is. I think it actually goes that way. That way. There we go. Wow, if there's another pivot for the hand, that's going to be like a pretty flexible wrist. Impressive. Yeah, in regards to the Grandpa Gundam and breaking its leg, I'm actually a little leery of that kit. Like, once I get it done, and I went with that one because of all the part separation in the armor. I just think it'd be an easier paint job, and it gives it a little bit of natural scribing that you don't have to do. I used its head for the Origin version. I hear that the Origin version is actually like one of the best ones to build. Everybody says build the 2.0 and the Origin. Well, what I've heard is the 2.0 and the Origin. The Origin version is kind of in between the 2.0 and the 3.0. That's what I'm trying to say. You'll have to forgive me, I didn't go anywhere. I'm just chewing ramen and I don't want to do that in your guys' ears. I didn't get to eat today. All right. Well, F18 and E31. I'm wondering if the binders are going to be as difficult as I think. Like, I'm prepared for them to be quite complicated because they do a lot of unfolding. But I'm kind of hoping after I do the first one, the ones that come after that are kind of a little bit of a breeze. Oh, I'm building a hand. One of several hands. I really may see how, if I can. I really may have to order. Try to get some movable finger hands, just so I don't have to paint all these. I'd rather just do one hand. Can't believe they didn't do it. I mean, I know everybody kind of complains about the moving finger hands, but I think it's a good upgrade. E. E31. I mean, I have 4 thumbs. I mean, I guess I should paint them all and just swap them out, but... The Origin version was good, I just didn't like the head, so I used a 3.0 head. I feel like the 3.0 is kind of like the most detailed out of all of them. There is something about the look of the Origin version that I like. I also like the fact that it has that shoulder cannon. I I think. Isn't that the one that has the shoulder cannon? It's all thumbs. E20. You know, I probably knew which parts I needed to just cut. I will say, at least they gave you parts for each one where you can, you know, build each one and just have a separate whole hand to swap out, as opposed to making you swap just the fingers. So I'll give them props on that. Hoping I'll get through at least both of these arms tonight. I am going to attempt to maybe get to a binder. If I can sort of speed build this to a degree. I seem to be a little gimpy today, though. I do like the detail of that. Seems like it's a little bigger than your typical master grade hand. Of course, the Kshatriya is closer to a mobile armor than a mobile suit, so that would make sense. Kind of in between. E25. What's funny is I don't think they told me to put the other fingers on. Should be these. Have you ever lost a part of the void to the void? What do you mean? Oh, you mean to under my desk? I actually, so, I have, actually. We have a part right now lost in the void. I lost one the other night, but so the part that goes right here, it's actually a little round disc. I'll show you when we get to the other arm. But yeah, it's floating around the void somewhere. I'm hoping it'll surface. What's weird is it sounded like it was right at my feet. I can't find it. I look like all day today. One of those every time you walk in the room, you're crawling around the ground like, you know, that scene from Rush. But yeah, the void is actually taken apart from me today. I'm hoping it turns up. And then, I don't know if I told you earlier, but this is the part. This is the part that goes inside of the waist skirt right here. And when I put it in backwards. And I tried to take it apart and it got stuck. So I think, anyway, there's two tabs on either side of it, and I glued one tab on, and I'm hoping when I put it in, add a little glue in the final build part and it stays. But now I've lost the other tab. So I think what I'm going to do is probably drill a hole through both parts and pin it, and then maybe make it to where it's got a little extra pivot point too. I think that's the best solution, considering. If I happen to find the other piece, then I might just, you know, go back to plan A where I don't mess with it until after I get it painted, and then put it back in, add some glue, and be done with it. But I wonder if I'm cutting the wrong side off. How many parts have you lost to the void? Because I'm sure it's happened. It's kind of goes with it, I think. And I don't know what's worse, breaking apart or losing it to the void. And I will say, anybody who builds this kit, it's almost like you don't want to do what I'm doing and build it and then take it apart to paint it. I think I may be shooting myself in the foot by doing this, because it really is, the fitment on it's really tight, and once you get it together, it doesn't want to come apart. Oh my gosh. Is this the wrong side? Might be. I don't think that's the right hand. Let's try a different one. We already got 5 extra parts cut. What's one more? I say we. I don't blame you guys. I did this. Last year when I was assembling Master Grade Super Deformed Wing Zero, I lost the clear green for the eye. Ooh. That's kind of a huge thing on the Wing Zero too. How'd you fix it? No, I did have the right one. Okay. There. That's a big hand. You know, I really don't like that the fingers don't move. I'm gonna have to find some Xeon posable hands. Fortunately, I think that's a relatively easy thing to find. A lot of people print them and sell them on eBay. I really do wonder how Bandai actually like molds those posable fingers that they do. I think they're 3D printed, but oh, not aligned. Took you 2 years to find it. Well, and that's how it has been with some of the parts that I have lost. Like, I give up on looking for them. And then, you know, all of a sudden one day they magically appear and I'm like, oh, you've been sitting there the whole time? Why is this not lining up? Maybe this isn't the right hand. No. I swear I cut the right part. Do I have the wrong part or am I having a fitment issue? Yeah, it'll turn up eventually. I've sort of learned to, at some point, just stop looking for it. I kind of drove myself crazy with it today. And then finally I was like, just stop looking for it. It'll turn up when it turns up. Let's try this one. understand why that one doesn't fit, but where's my thumb? Yeah, you know, actually, I need to go back and watch that build from yesterday, which I've been trying to edit some stuff. I spent a little time today clipping some shorts out of, you know, some of the best parts of these builds, if you can call them that, and I haven't published them yet, but that is one nice thing, is sometimes I can go back and watch the build footage and maybe get an idea where it went. Why doesn't this line up? It's got to be 24. I think they're fibbing to me. I think they may have mixed the numbers up for these two arms. I was looking for a piece for my PG Astray blue frame. It came out of my boot. I don't know how that happened. And that's, it's funny, that piece that I lost last night, I think it's stuck in my Chuck Taylors. I'd swear it's in my Chuck Taylors, just for the way it sounded, which, you know, I have headphones on when I'm doing this, so I don't have that can hear it hit the ground thing going on. But yeah, that's the wrong part. They numbered that wrong. What am I looking at? Oh, that's the other side arm. I knew they mixed that up. It was the other hand the whole time. That just felt backwards to me. Really. We're gonna go with this one. One less part to cut. We'll do one open hand, one closed. Yeah, what other part did I lose for this the other day? What was it? But it too turned up just randomly. I have a small display case. I actually really want to get one. So I don't have a lot of like really nice kits for my display case. I might be able to move the camera around here in a little bit. When I change the battery, maybe I'll try to show it to you guys. You can actually see it briefly. No, it's not in that video. I may have to show you guys the display case. I'll do that. I tell you what, I'll set that up for either towards the end of this stream or maybe the next stream. I'll start with the display case. And it's nothing huge. It's actually it's really narrow, so it only holds so many things. It's kind of more for my miniatures and things. I'd like to get a full depth one. This one's only like 8 inches deep, so I can't even get the Dynamez base in there with the wings and the point for the Celestial Beam logo. Yeah. So even the Dynamez isn't in the display case. But I do need one. And it's actually kind of one of those things that's as soon as I have the extra money for such a thing, I will definitely be getting one. I just think it would be game changing. I get sick of dusting this stuff. I have all of my small things in my display case right now. You know what I can do is I'll maybe change the source on the OBS and plug my phone in via USB and show it to you guys that way. That could be a disaster though. Sometimes I try to do that kind of stuff and ends up being 10 minutes of watching me fumble around with a computer. So I am getting more savvy with it. Once you do something 4 or 5 times, it starts to stick. Sometimes it sticks after the first, but... You collect Legos too? So when I was a kid, I had a ton of Legos. Up until probably high school, I actually gave them away. I had a like 2 foot by 2 foot by 2 foot cube, almost full to the top with Legos. And I just dump them all over the floor and build. But so I loved them when I was a kid, and as I've gotten older, I haven't built this yet. This is actually... This may be a live build coming up here real soon. I've actually had this for a couple years, and I've been procrastinating building it because I really wanted to build it live. I just think that's the way to do it. Either that or make a stop motion out of it. But I have Lego Prime. The box got sat on, unfortunately. So... And then my missus has a couple of the bouquets, and she's got one of them half done. And she actually asked me the other day if I would finish. She has the orchid set and the wildflower set, and she's about halfway through the wildflower set, maybe more than that, maybe like 70%. And she asked me if I'd finish her she suggested I finish the wildflower set up on stream. And I may actually do that. I haven't built any Legos in a long, long time, and I really did love them as a kid. I built the coolest Airwolf. I don't know if you know what that was. It was a show in the 80s with a helicopter that was like a mercenary for hire kind of deal. I think they rebooted it at one point. But anyway, I built a huge Airwolf. I mean, I think probably weighed 10 pounds. Used almost every Lego in the box to do it. Had deployable missiles and guns and all of that. There we go. Well, at least I got a hand for the other side already. I don't know what I'm going to do with the extra ones. And I mean, I guess I'll end up just building them all and painting them. Logos. Oh, see, this is where the delay in chat just really is a pain in the ass. No, I don't actually have any logos. There's a couple of them I'd like to have, actually. I really want just the regular Gundam logo. And I wouldn't mind having, actually having one for each series would actually be kind of cool. I'm kind of... I guess that's why I don't have one, is if I bought one, I'd have to collect more. I do have a couple Fig pins. I have the RX-78 and the Hello Kitty gun cannon and Sharzaku, but no logos yet. The only thing outside of Gunpla that I really have is I got a few of like the Gachapon figures. I kind of got into those for a minute. Um, and then outside of just regular Gunpla kits, I did at one point pick up a metal build Hy-Vee and the beam bazooka. And then otherwise, yeah, no logos. I got a couple of these little change haro guys. These I actually picked up, believe it or not, to give away on stream at some point when I can come up with some form of games and stuff. I'm not quite there yet, but yeah, some of these smaller things I picked up, I actually literally just picked them up to turn them into prizes. And they've just been kind of sitting on my shelf for the last 2 years as I've taught myself how to use a computer. Having one logo for each series would be pretty cool though. For sure. I'll have to set that up for next stream where maybe I take you guys around my build room. Show you a little bit of the crap I've collected along the way. I would actually like to collect a few of the figures too. I believe it's there's actually a Shar Ansible figure. I can't remember who did it, but it's with him, the iconic rocket into Cassilia's face pose, and I would really like to pick that one up. I have a Gigi figurine, but I actually only used that to take some still shots and use it in videos when I'm talking about the missus. She managed to tame a savage beast. Now you get the joke. We all have a Gigi, or a Quest, I think. They are quite expensive. The Build Fighters logo cost me $100. Yeah, that's why I don't have any. I have seen smaller ones that aren't bad. Were the other ones that expensive or just the Build Fighters? Well, and at this point, as I started building kits, I realized that, one, until I do get a proper glass case, I'm running out of room. Like, it's hard to find room for my workflow as well as all these model kits when I do get them built. Just the Build Fighters one was expensive. I wonder why. I haven't actually seen a lot of Build Fighters, little excerpts out of it. You know, watch some of the shorts. I do like some of the kit designs though. Matter of fact, I saw the Hayakashiki Crash the other day at one of my local bookstores. It was kind of pricey though. I think they wanted like 140 bucks for it. And I just can't do that. All of their kits are kind of pricey though. I like the place. I love going in there. Actually, it's a book offs. I don't know if you have any of those around. They're local in Japan, but they've managed to open a few of them here in the States. S3. I feel like I'm in a good flow state. When you say the X Gundam logo, are you referring to Turn X or Crossbone? I wish I could get my hands on the Crossbone manga so bad. I'd like that, and I actually do get my hands on the Hathaway's Flash manga and Thunderbolt. I know Thunderbolt's not really canon, but still want to read all the manga. They're so expensive here in the US, though. I feel like it can only go one way. I almost threw it into the void. Speaking of. Oh. Yeah, can only go that way. We got pipes. Which part? You mentioned you have the X Gundam logo, and I guess I was wondering if you meant Turn X or you meant Crossbone. And then I went on to say that I would really like to find the manga for Crossbone Gundam, which I guess would actually be what is it? V Gundam? Isn't that all kind of the same era? But yeah, and then I went on further to say that I wish I had access to more manga here at more affordable prices. Manga here, when you find it in the US, it'll be something that's from a 20-part series. They'll only have 3 of them, and they'll want $30 a piece for them. And I would love to read more of it, but it's just hard to get, especially the stuff that doesn't really have anime. Can I attach that already? Or should I wait? I guess maybe I should wait. We'll do the other one first. Getting ahead of myself. Well, there's the one arm. I still feel like that's part of the leg. But I just haven't attached. This was an extra part I cut at the beginning of this, and I've been staring at it since I started this build, and I think I just figured out where it goes. I think maybe not. That piece has been driving me crazy. Sorry, I just found the logo. It's for the Gundam X. It's from the after war timeline. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I lose track of the timelines more or less about the time you get to Hathaway. It's like, what happens after that? And I really wish I think they have anime for a few of them. I just haven't been able to run across any of them. Be interesting when I start painting. I feel like all of my paint is going to be dried up on me. Well, am I... So I gotta backtrack. There was one of this I was supposed to do twice. This part. You'll have to excuse me 1 second. I have to check on that dog again. She is going crazy and she's going to wake the missus up, and then I'm going to get in trouble for playing with my toys in the middle of the night. If you get a chance, Ricardo, feel free to post anything you want on my community page. I think I have that open to where you guys can post stuff. I would love to see what you guys are rocking. For real. I haven't gotten that far into this whole stream thing, but that is something, yeah, totally feel free to post anything you want to show off. The second movie is out in Japan later this month, I think. Yes, it is. That's actually, so whether I get to the shields or not on this, and I think I will, sometimes towards the end of the week, I'm going to throw a quick base coat on my super deformed Kasai, and it actually has a messer and a Galsason, saying that right? They come with it, and I'm gonna put a base coat on both of those, and then brush paint them on stream. I need to practice my brush painting, and you guys, it'd be a good opportunity for you guys to make fun of me. But yeah, and then the other one is I actually have the high grade Messer 02. I forgot I had it, and I think I want to build that at the end of the month. I am so excited about Hathaway, it's not even funny. Like ever since 2021, I've been like, when are we getting the other one? When are we getting the other one? Just about everything I post on anything that's Bandai's website usually ends with Hathaway 2, please. Anyway, let me check on my dog real quick. I will be right back, I promise. Okay. I think the dog is fine. She's just loud and obnoxious. Doesn't appear to be getting attacked by vampires or anything like that. Where is my J? That's K. That's F. Where's the J runner? Ah. Oh, there you are. I put it on top of the M, and I couldn't see it over the yellow. Oh, we're past that. Where are the E's? I have the first movie on Blu-ray, bought it from the Right Stuff, where they got acquired by Crunchyroll. Yeah, Crunchyroll tends to acquire things. That is Netflix having, I think, kind of the at least initial exclusive release on that is why I still have my Netflix. Otherwise, there's really not a lot I want to watch anymore. But yeah, I've kept my Netflix going strictly for Hathaway. I'm not gonna lie. True story. I do have Crunchyroll. I just don't watch it as much. because it's attached to my Amazon and I have to go through there to watch it. And it's more work. Oh, don't do that. So, I guess that brings me to a question. If you could only have one series from the Gundam universe and all the others you'd forever be denied, which one would you want? I mean, I guess it could be a movie too, but let's just say you had to watch it 1,000 times and you don't get any other Gundam. Which one? I almost think I would go with Gundam Origin myself. Perhaps Zeta. But I also liked Freedom. Or, well, Seed. Last month at our monthly Gundam night, we had the argument again. What was the worst death in Gundam? Arguably, I think Camille's parents. But let me think about that. Right now I'm going to have... You know what? That's going to be a good poll. I may have to put that up for a poll next stream. Worst death in Gundam. Let me see. Camille's parents. Lala. There was some tough stuff in Seed too. And Lock-On. Lock-On's death was pretty like, didn't see that coming. Of course, they had his brother in the wings. But I don't know if that was worse. Just unexpected. Well, Garma. Garma's death was pretty bad. Well, and Cassilia. Can't forget that. Not to mention Giran. I don't know. There's a lot of bad. You know, it's just full of death. Why do I watch this? The Cyclops system. That was 08. Mobile Suit Team, right? What was the Cyclops system from? I am thinking right. Or did spell correct check kick in and that was supposed to be Psychomu system? Because that is a pretty hardcore theme that's in Gundam with the whole cyber new type thing. I mean, they're taking these kids and turning them into weapons and basically just traumatizing them to fight. Man, that's some pretty hardcore theme right there. Truly. Wrong. Attack on Earth Alliance. HQ in Alaska. Yeah, that one was pretty bad too. Although it's funny, when I think of Alaska getting attacked, what actually comes to mind would be either, depending on what side of the world you're on, Macross or Robotech at the end when they attack Alaska base. Well, actually, I guess that's more like in the middle. Still pretty hardcore, though. Need 3. Where are you? There you are. Hoping I can get this arm wrapped up by 11 or so. Fortunately, I can't build all night tonight. I have to work tomorrow. Well, I don't know if I'm working or not. I have an interview. I'm hoping it proves to be fruitful. I didn't follow you. Was the Cyclops system Gundam Thunderbolt? Or Seed? What is the Cyclops system from? Refresh me, please. You have to understand, I've watched so much Gundam that it actually does get confusing after a while. Start to lose track of what was what. It had a little nub I didn't like. The arms seem so spindly compared to the legs. Like, truly. J5. Speaking of Macross, I have a VF-31C Siegfried Mirage Custom, but I haven't built it yet. The Siegfried is that Macross Plus? Or was that Macross Zero? The Cyclops system was from Seed. Okay, I was thinking right then. I just recently watched Seed, and I'll be honest, I've seen most of the stuff from like the UC universe probably 2 or 3 times. At some point I need to go and watch Seed again, and I'll probably catch all kinds of things I didn't catch in the first watch through. I really liked Seed though. It was a lot better than I was anticipating. I had heard, you know, because I am a UC fan, and I've always heard, oh yeah, you know, Seed. But I liked it. It was good. I'd like to build the Freedom, and maybe the L-Strike. Actually, I wouldn't mind building more or less all the Gundams. And some of the Astrays. J5. Where are you, Jay? I've lost Jay again. I just had it. There it is. Mirage Custom. That's what it is. Macross Delta. You know, I've never actually seen Macross Delta. I think it's on Crunchyroll now, but it wasn't widely shown in the US. To be honest, I've only ever watched Macross, like the original Macross, once. And I think I made it through part of Super Dimensional Calvary, and I've seen Mospedia, but I'm not sure I got it in translation. On the other hand, when they took Robotech off the air in, I think, 1984 or 1985 because it was too violent for US television, I was an angry child. Very angry child. Robotech was actually... Oh, this is an issue. I feel like I should have another one of these J-runners. Or I'm missing something. There is another J runner. Where is my other J? Ah, here you are. Yay. Information High was a good song. What did you think of Macross Plus as a movie? I remember when that came out. I was probably maybe 19, 20 years old. Somewhere in there. Maybe it came out a year or two before then. That was just when I got to see it. But man, the animation and the music in that blew me away. I had to get past that it wasn't the Robotech story, but the animation was fabulous. Like, well above its time. And the music was great. I actually really enjoyed the soundtrack for that one. You know, I don't know, speaking of soundtracks, if you've listened to the Hathaway soundtrack, but it's actually made me a big fan of Hiroyuki Sawano. Sawano. I think it's Sawano. I'm fumbling. I've lost my way. We're on the wrong page. Okay. Am I back? Okay, am I back? Is anybody here? Ooh. That sounds weird. Check, check. Yeah, I think we're okay. If anybody's here, does it sound all right? Everything seemed to be working on your guys' side? No. Why is that monitoring through there? Okay. Oh. That's why I'm hearing it. I turned my phone on so that I could message you guys and tell you I would be back, and I'm hearing me coming through my phone, and I'm like, why am I hearing myself twice? I hope it sounds okay and everything's working. Sorry about that. I don't know what the heck caused that freeze. That was a new one. I've had a couple crashes, but that's the first time I've seen my computer literally just lock up. Might have been a internet thing. Anyhow, if you hung out through that, thank you very much. I very much appreciate that. As far as YouTube's concerned, the worst thing that can happen is the stream crash and then everybody leave. And then basically the algorithm won't trust me. Which isn't what I want. The more the merrier. Trying to get more people in the room, not drive you guys away. F-39. I guess I could focus that. Can you guys still chat with me? Oh. See you next time I have to go. Got to be out by 6 in the morning. Well, Ricardo, thank you for stopping in, and thanks for hanging out while I got the stream back up. Good luck at work tomorrow. Hope you have a wonderful day. I'll probably be here tomorrow night if you want to stop in then. Don't work too hard. Ricardo's been stopping in on a nightly basis. Almost makes me feel entertaining. Glad there's such a big community out there. I didn't realize how many builders there really were until I started streaming. Alright, I struggled with this yesterday. It goes this way. Ah, easy this time. But I spent 10 minutes messing with that yesterday. there supposed to be a piece in the bottom of that? Oh. Actually kind of speed building this now at this point. Uh-oh. No, that was right. That was right. Oh, geez. Oh, I cut him already. We need this guy too. This is the piece I lost yesterday. This guy right here. Right there. That little guy right there. Floating around this room somewhere. I will find it. I just don't know when. Yeah, it's hard to say where it bounced to. It's here somewhere. interesting. I have another one of these. Oh, come on. Really? Why are you guys not wanting to go in? Okay. I didn't file them. Oh, go in. There. Huh. Weird. Why don't you want to go in? Huh. What is going on here? they're side specific. That's what's going on. Well, that makes more sense. Okay. I can tell I'm getting tired. I'm starting to drop everything. Okay. Well, I think this is where we're going to stop. I'm having trouble holding on to the parts. It's really only a couple more parts, though. No, I'm pushing on through. I want to finish. We're going to try to do this speed build style, though. Oh, I didn't connect that other part. That needs... Where are you? This. Should be one more of these. Somewhere. There it is. We're almost there. Oh, where's my paper clip? All of my runners have collapsed. They used to be all so nice and orderly. I really do like this silver. No, no, no. Oh, I missed a part on that. E12 and A119. B12. No wonder the arms seem so chintzy. Skipped a layer. Actually need another one of those for the other arm I didn't do. How did I skip that? I hear an angry dog. Oh, let's do the A1 first. Here, A3. Getting easier to find the parts. Maybe that's because most of them aren't here anymore. That snapped. I can't believe they don't have movable fingers. That's alright. There's enough movable gimmicks. I can get some more fingers. Oh. Let's not lose this one too. I'm going to cheat. I lost this yesterday when I tried to do this. So we're going to do something a little different this time. It's not working. I don't know why I didn't do that yesterday. Somewhere, this other part is floating around this room. We need an S part, and that's it for the arms. It means I'm onto the binders. Wow. I'll probably take a break from the Dominator for a minute and work a little bit on the bear. I'll at least get the bear primed. I don't think there's really anything to sand on that. Well, there's a little gate on the bottom, but I'm not taking it off to do it. Come on, I know you click. There. Wow, that really does click. Well, this is kind of the moment of truth here. Uh-oh. All right. Well. I guess that works again. I don't understand. It's twice in one night. Well, if you're still here, I'm sorry I froze up. I don't know what's causing that. I think it's a glitch in my internet. I think it's time for a new router. Mine may be getting a little warm. Anyway, I almost didn't come back, but we're a couple shakes away from putting these arms on once and for all. And believe it or not, that actually how does that want to fall off of there? I don't like that. Well, let's see if we can get the arm on. You know what? I know it clicks, but I'm not going to do it because I know I'm going to take it apart again. There's this. Boy, these are stiff. I feel like I'm going to break it. There it is. Oh, don't lock those yet. Now lock them. Well, I gotta fix that, but there you go. The inner frame of the Axis Modelworks Osiris Aerial Dominator. Wish I could get it to focus a little better on it. It's actually quite massive. On that note, I keep having stream crashes and I'm tired from it. So, I think at this point, I'm going to call it an evening. If you're here, thanks for stopping in. And if you're not and you're watching this later, thanks for watching. I'll try to get them clipped into something kind of concise and easy to watch soon. On that note, you guys have a wonderful evening. I'll try to be back tomorrow to do the binders. If not, it'll be Tuesday. If you're watching this in the VOD, please subscribe. Everything helps. I would like to grow this channel. Keep doing this. It doesn't hurt. It's actually good for you to subscribe. I promise. It'll bring you good fortune. On that note,